Alright, what is going on, guys? So today I'm going to be making a little bit of a different video. I'm going to giving tips and tricks of how to just become, in general, a better player at Call of Duty. So for right now, I'm just going to start out with your controls. Now, I play on 8.8 for vertical and horizontal sensitivity, and then they gave you the option to change your ADS sensitivity. I keep that at 1 since I do play on a higher sensitivity. I don't need that to be higher up. Now with the high zoom, that's going to be your sniper rifle's scoped in sensitivity. So when you ADS on a sniper rifle and you have this sniper scope, that's what that's going to affect, and that's why I have that on a 1.5, because it is decently slow in this game, and I like to be able to snap on to people since they do not have what's the word, aim assist, since they don't have aim assist on for the sniper rifles in this game. Now let me just cover the look sensitivity for a little bit. Now, I play on an 8.8. To some people, that's high. To some people, that's not high. I think it's best for you as a player to find out how high of a sensitivity you could go to where you're not jeopardizing your gameplay. So, I have extended sticks on my controller for my aim, so I'm able to control an 8.8 and yet still look around the map incredibly slowly if I so choose to. Now if I go on to a 9.9 and I'm in a tense situation where I'm fighting someone face to face, close up or so, a 9.9, typically I will spin much further than needed and completely miss my shots and end up losing the battle. But I found with an 8.8 I can still hit my shots but be fast enough to be able to turn on people and be able to snap into a different direction and be able to maintain my aim on someone when I turn direction. Now, I know some people that I play with play on 5.5 and they have a normal controller. It's all preference based. You gotta find what you want as what works for you and what you're capable of. Now for the targeting, aim assists, I suggest just leaving those on. Controller vibration, I have that on just because I haven't felt like turning it off. It's not really the biggest of bother things. I don't see that it messes me up at all in gameplay. Now this is a big thing. Sprint, cancel, reload. You want this off, because let me tell you, this is the most annoying thing in the world. Now, sometimes this is on. I think somehow it ended up being on for me, but I think default it's on off. Whenever I fresh restarted, it was on, and it was annoying me. And auto mantle, I turned that to off. One of the biggest annoyance things for me was being in a gunfight and me playing on stick and move. I jump around and instead of my character just jumping, he decides to climb over something and it completely takes away from your aim. And you cannot aim at the person. All you can do is hip fire at them, and it's an easy way to lose the battle. So I have that off. Auto sprint I have off. Stick layout is default. Now button layout. This is again all preference. I like stick and move. As you can see over here on the right, that jump will be your right analog stick, and it just swaps melee and jump. That's all it switches. So I'm not much of a panic knifer, is what a good terminology of what people say. But so in this game, the only time you can one hit melee someone is if you hit them right in the back. Now, sometimes that's really hard to do. Sometimes it's easy to do. So what I like is to just have stick and move on, because you can jump and look around without any hindering. And it helps with your movement. Now, a lot of people play tactical, where that L3 or your right analog stick is crouch and to slide. When I first started out, I started playing on tactical, and I think if you were more of a blackout player than multiplayer kind of person, tactical is your way to go. I much rather slide around and black out than multiplayer. But on multiplayer, I jump around corners. I think stick and move is a very viable option for multiplayer. Now for audio, I have Super Crunch on. Honestly, I don't know what it does. My friend just said, hey, put this on. It'll make footsteps louder and other odd noises like this louder. I don't really honestly see much of a difference. If you have the headset with the capability for a bunch of different things, like the speakers are very nice in them, then these are going to make more of a difference. And I do hear some footsteps louder, but a lot of times when you're in game, there's shooting going on constantly. It's hard to hear footsteps in general as itself. For the rest of audio, I have nothing really changed. My graphics are on default. The controls are basically the main thing that I've done. Now, I'm going to cover your create a class. I'm not going to tell anyone the best way to set up a class for a certain gun. I can see in my classes I have a lot of snipers up right now. I am trying to get diamond snipers, whereas I already have diamond tactical rifles. I got diamond ARs, diamond LMGs, diamond all this and that. But, so I'm not going to tell you how to set up a class. I think that's all for preference on what you want to do. But what I am going to say is go for gold on different weapons. I'm not saying you have to get diamond, but try to get gold on at least one of your weapons. Say the Rampart 17 right here, one of my favorite weapons. If you say the ICR or something is your favorite weapon, just go for gold. All of these right here, these 9 camos are headshots. You got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 75, 100. 100 headshots you have to get for this one gun. Just so you can get to these challenges where you get 5 bloodthirsties with just that gun. 5 rapid kills. That's honestly kind of easy for most automatic weapons. 50 kills with 5 optics, or 1 optic and 5 attachments. 50 kills with 0 attachments, or optic. They need to put the word optic in here because you can, it doesn't specifically say with an optic like this one does. And then 10 long shots. Now, depending on what gun you're using, it'll be revenge or long shots. Like LMGs, it's revenge. ARs, it's long shots. Submachine guns, it's revenge. Tactical rifles, it's long shots. Snipers, it's also long shots. But just these are kind of inconvenience challenges once you get past the headshots. But this bloodthirsty one, this one will surprisingly make you stress out if you think about it. But when you are going for these 100 headshots, you're not thinking about it. Once I got into the focus of getting headshots, enemies just start dying much, much faster because you're instinctively, even if you're done with the headshots, you're aiming much higher up on their body. You're doing a lot more damage than hitting them around the waist, stomach area. Upper chest and headshots will do a lot more damage than shooting them in the body. Now at the submachine guns were the first guns that I got gold and diamond for. These were the guns that I got on my learning curve for headshots. And due to their high rate of fire, it was honestly a little bit hard, but you learn to control the weapon. So the best thing you can do is to choose a weapon and say, hey, I'm gonna get gold on this gun, and just use that gun. Just use it. Just use it a bunch. Every map, every round, every match. You may be terrible with that gun at first, but by the time you get up to Bangle with the 50 headshots, it's cakewalk with that gun. You are so used to how that gun fires. You know how that gun works. You know how to work that gun and let it work for you. So I'm already done with the ARs. I've been done with the ARs for a week or two, probably more, honestly. I've been working a lot, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to play. So it's been a little bit, but even with the Rampart, man, I stopped using this gun, went and did the LMGs, went and did the tactical rifles, and I got them done so fast. I was like, what do I do? Because I wanted to start the sniper rifles on a new prestige, which I have done. So on prestige 4, I'm like, what do I do? So I just started using this gun. And man, 1 round in with the gun, I was like, I know exactly how to fire this gun again. I know how this gun works for me. It clicks because you spent X amount of time with a gun, and you introduce that gun, you bring 1 round back into it. By the end of the round, you're like, alright, I got this gun down, I know how to use it again. Or you know what attachments work for you. You know what perks you like to do. See, like, I got Gung Ho here. I like Dexterity, Cold Blooded, and Stalker. Lightweight I rarely use because I'm not trying to get up in your face all that much. Even with submachine guns, I rarely run lightweight. With submachine guns, I'd rather run gung-ho or dexterity. I think it works better for me as a player. I know a lot of people that run lightweight, and I face off against a lot of people that run lightweight, and let me tell you, that shit's annoying. The ability to, when you start getting shot at, just immediately take off and get out of the way is huge. Yet, I'm not a big fan of lightweight, but I know some people are. You gotta use the perks and stuff that you like, that works for you. Like Dead Silence, I love Dead Silence. And then when I'm not running Dead Silence, and I hear my footsteps, I'm like, oh my god, who put fucking rhinoceros feet on my boots, man? Like, this is insane. So that's my tips and stuff for classes and everything. Now I'm gonna go into a custom match real quick. I'm gonna go onto this map, and what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna go into it. What you need to do as the player to get in general as a better player is also have a good understanding of maps. You need to know
Ready to commence EW.
what is going on in the map. So we've covered your button layout, all this, and it's all, and everything I've covered is preference, what you like to do. Some people are gonna go for gold. Some people are going to just use whatever gun that they choose fit for a map.
Free for all.
But with each map, it
Eliminate
has
all
their
marked
different
targets.
spots and every layout that they do. So whenever I spawn on this side of the map, first thing I do is I come right over here. I go right over here. And I just start picking off people running through these doorways, because they always come through those doorways. And then you can come right over here, and if your teammate didn't kill all the people that came over here, and they're sitting over here, they're not expecting you to come through this window. Just, you can mow them down right there. Now, one thing is map knowledge. You want to use the map to help you. And this just comes with experience. So say you're shooting someone here, you run out of bullets, and they're coming through here, you hit them a couple times, and then they just come right over here. They heal, and they're waiting for you right here. They're waiting for you to drop down. They're waiting for you to drop down from here. And 9 times out of 10, they might get you. Or you might get them. It depends on their experience as well. But they'll be waiting for you through that doorway. A simple trick you can do, because they're waiting for you at that doorway, is just come right over here and just boom, you got them right there. I do this trick all the time. Literally all the time. I tap someone right here, they slide down into a point where I can't see. And the reason I know this is because I used to make this mistake all the time. I'm up here, I tap them, they come down here, and they're waiting for you in this doorway. They're waiting for you to come. But if you come through here, it takes maybe a half second more with the mobility in this game. Another spot to utilize is right here. Like if you're hiding out using these shelves and everything, you tap someone over here, you don't hit everything. A lot of people will just come down here and wait for them in the doorway. They're ready. They know exactly they come through here. That's their first line of sight right there. You're healed up. they're healed up by the time they get here. So you're just putting it at a disadvantage because they have the high ground. Now, what I choose to do in this situation, say I shoot someone, I run out of ammo, I need to get out of here, I come right over here. They come through the doorway, they can't see, then they come all the way down the stairs, just real confused, wondering where you are, and then you're over here just ready to mow them down. It's little things like that that you need to find the way for the map to work with you. Now earlier, I took auto mantle off, and this right here, these little guys right here, are the exact reason I take auto mantle off. So I'll be here, and I'll be shooting at someone, and I'll frickin' be shooting at them. Your guy, because you're pressing into this, he'll go and just mantle right onto it. But say you do want to get on that. With the auto mantle off, you have to physically do it. Are you gonna physically try to do that in a fight? Probably not. If anything, I'd jump right here and jump over here. But auto mantle will just cause you in the middle of a fight to just, if you're pressing on this, just go right up on it. And cause you to not be able to see. I'm aiming. I physically have to mantle because I have auto mantle off, obviously. So I go to mantle. That's a full second and a half I'm not aiming. So it's the little things like that that come into play. And if you sit over here, you're a goddamn scumbag. But this was just some tips and tricks, things that I do that have allowed me to not become an amazing player. I mean, I'm not out here getting nuclears, but it has made me just become a much better player in general and allow me to be more useful to my team and a lot more helpful to my team. And I hope if you guys watch this video, then it allows you to also be a much better player than what you were before.